The new Bradley Cooper movie, Is This Thing On, is centered on a pretty good premise. This idea of a guy played by Will Arnett. He's going through a fairly painful divorce. One night he goes to a bar, doesn't want to pay the cover charge, so in order to get past that, he signs up for the open mic night and has his first experience with stand-up. It becomes a thing he's in love with, and becomes a new passion, but he doesn't want to tell anybody about it, and drama ensues. For a while, I actually thought this was Cooper's best directed movie. I could say I wasn't the biggest fan of Cooper's previous two films, but there was something I was admiring about how he was constructing a really smart adult drama here, particularly in how it hews to that old James L. Brooks mold, which I don't think we get a lot of anymore, especially since Judd Apatow has made less films and kind of fallen off the radar. All of the scenes with Arnett learning how to become a stand-up comic and working with actual stand-ups that you'll see probably on Reels on Facebook and other social media spaces are really fun to watch. I think there's something very stirring about a guy who's in his midlife, late 40s, early 50s, trying to find a new passion and something that's like a new hobby and something that drives him. I think that's a very compelling kind of story. Problem with the movie is that it doesn't spend as much time there as you'd like. It spends a significant amount of time there, but there's other things that have to sort of fill the time. And unfortunately, it's kind of these dramatics that are built around the conflict between Arnett and Laura Dern, who plays his soon-to-be ex-wife. There's just a lot of rising and falling action there, and for a while the film does a very good job avoiding a lot of the trips and traps that you think it's going to be heading towards, but eventually it just kind of goes to sort of the usual same place, and I kind of found that a bit deflating overall. Still, worth it for Arnett's performance alone. There's something really magical about him getting on stage that first time and being this idea of the funny guy in your friends group having to become the stand-up comic, which is a very different, way more difficult thing. And I found that to be a really fascinating watch. I wouldn't rush out to the theater to see it, but if it's on streaming, why not?